Today, poetic ambassador Habibullah Saleem building self-esteem so we will always complete our dream. You know, we had a conversation about clever and how we must control our emotions. I want to break down the word restraint. Restraint as it relates to emotions. Restraint. In the word restraint, it says rest, strain, train, ain't. Ain't gonna have no rest until I train myself to keep the strain off of me. We're not gonna have any rest until we train ourselves to keep the strain off of ourselves. And believe you me, there is a strain out here if we don't understand how to practice powerful, appropriate restraint. Restraint means that we should stay in bounds in our lives. We should stay in bounds. Restraint also means that we need to learn how to touch all of the bases. Restraint also relates to the word commitment. Committed to stay in bounds, committed to touch all the bases. Because we want to be able to stand tall in life. They call it capital. C-A-P-I-T-A-L. Cap it and then stand tall. In other words, don't just map it. Don't just tap it, but cap it so we can stand tall. And that's about commitment. Committed to not let progress and success and prosperity disappear. After we gain, we must learn to maintain. Which takes me back to the word restraint, because the word restraint has in it rain. It has an R in there, it has an A, I, and N, rain. And they say when it rains, you want that rain to help that which is, in bad shape, so to say, flowers, something dying. You rain on it and so that it will get air, sunshine, and say give it water, sunshine, and air. And then the Creator will take it from there. So when we talk about restraint, we're talking about, as I said, staying in bounds, touching all the bases. We want to be committed to stay in bounds, committed to touch all of the bases. So if you hit a home run, you're not supposed to go to second base, third base, and come home. If you do, you're out because the umpire is watching. When you shoot a basketball from here to China, it hits nothing but net. You want to make sure that you are in bounds. To not be in bounds, we're in trouble. So now, how do we want to use that word rain in the word strain or restraint? Restraint, rather. So, when you put a B on the word rain, you become a brain. I tell youngsters, when you go to school, you don't get an A, don't worry about it. I want you to get a B, at least get a B, and put the B on top of rain, and now you have brain. You're a brain. You're not a brain until you rain back on others. So we have to have restraint from being selfish. We have to have restraint from being, dishonest. We have to have restraint from being uncharitable. So we need to give back to those who are trusting and in need of our help. They're trusting us to give them help. They are in need of our help. So greed, we have to have restraint from being greedy, from being selfish, from being jealous, from being envious. We have to have restraint. And then that will allow us, and it will prove to us that we are controlling our emotions. Our emotions will make us become selfish. It will make us have an ego. It will make us want to have greed. Our emotions can take us in a direction that our rational mind doesn't really want to go. So let us be careful about not practicing restraint. Remember, restraint. Rest, strain, train, and ain't. Ain't gonna have no rest until we train ourselves to keep the strain off of us. My name, Habibullah Saleem. He's not mean, full of steam, on the scene. Don't like the pork and beans, the lima beans, the navy beans, the pinto beans. Don't like the melted ice cream, always on the scene. Seldom does he dream. He's not fat, he's not mean, it's not a scheme, it's not a dream. Don't give him no red beans, no lima beans, no navy beans, the pinto beans, no green beans, no collard greens. And for God's sake, please don't get that brother no more pork and beans. His mind is keen. He wants supreme. And that's why they call him Habibullah Saleem. And I want you to remember this, that if you cannot handle the pressure, you will never be precious. If you're not able to handle the pressure, you will never be able to be precious. So let us handle the pressure so we will always be precious. Thank you.